Hey guys, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the Twin Flame family. I wanted to take just a quick minute, short video to answer something or to talk about something that keeps coming up. I keep hearing from clients and students and comments on videos this phrase of like, am I only with my soulmate? Like, am I only with my soulmate? It's like this feeling of disappointment behind it. I have to tell you guys that firstly, you have to trust. If you think that you're in a twin flame connection, you must trust that that's what it is. It is symptomatic, as we know, and the symptoms beyond the typical soulmate connection type feelings are that everything's, magnified. This connection is telepathic, it's psychic. We can access our twin flames in the 5D. We can talk to them telepathically or psychically or from a soul level, higher level. But the thing that distinguishes it from most soulmate relationships is that it really sparks our own growth in a massive way. So it just blows that open. It's like a huge shift where we start to awaken and do our healing work at a much deeper level than we ever have before. So whereas soulmate relationships, perhaps of your past, have come in to help you learn, certain lessons and certain things, it's like they weren't the spark to cause this huge shift in awakening. And so that's the major difference. However, there are other symptoms that are very, very similar. Okay, so don't just say, am I only in a soulmate connection? Because soulmate connections are very powerful as well. And soulmates are similarly connected. I had a soul connection when I was in my 20s with somebody, actually in my teens and my 20s. And the relationship in my 20s, it was uncanny how connected we were. I mean, it wasn't a twin flame connection. I know that now, but it was like, even to this day, I still feel that connection. I still get the signs. The signs and synchronicities are undeniable. I mean, when you're connected like this, that connection will always be there. When you stop cognitively thinking about it, the signs sort of, the echoes sort of dim down a bit, but it's always there. And with your twin flame connection, it's really coming up because it's your journey to manage. So even though we get all caught up in like this love story, it is, but it's really like a self-love story, if that makes sense. I hope that resonates with you, because it is like I said, it's like you're never just in a soulmate connection. Soulmates have big purpose in our lives. And sometimes it's just to learn those lessons. And other times it's just like this crazy connection that, just doesn't line up for whatever reason. It's just not the time, or there's more for us to know or do. And so it just doesn't line up. So whereas with the twin flame, the idea is that the union is there and it's possible and achievable if the two souls can awaken to enough to merge together back into the one. And with soulmates also, it's like you might have a feeling that it's very familiar, whereas I don't hear that too much with twin flames. Like I hear, oh, we're so similar, and the commonalities are, it's uncanny, but you don't always hear like you recognize the person obviously from other lifetimes. But I feel like with soulmates, it almost feels more familiar. And I mean familiar in the sense of family, because they are from our soul family. Twin flames, it's like you recognize, the recognition is because it's the other piece of you. Okay. And I'll tell a funny story. With my twin flame connection, so many things have been happening in which the perspective is being shared. And through that, I mean that whatever I'm going through, my twin flame will then experience. And then he'll see my point of view, and then vice versa. And it's really been great for our expansion in the recent weeks, because it's like sometimes you can't truly understand where the person's coming from until you walk in their shoes, until you understand, until you have that true perspective. And the dynamics that we've been putting ourselves into have caused us to experience the other side of things, like that, for that expansion, for that other perspective, which is amazing. And it's really helping us grow. It's not really by design, but I think on some level we're designing it that way so that we can reach a deeper understanding of one another. So I don't think we're like consciously making that happen, but somehow we're ending, like the tables keep turning, and then we're having like aha moments and going, oh, I see now, you're me, I'm you. But here's a nice, light, funny story. I was telling this on my support group call. My twin flame and I, well, I'll say I'm a bit neurotic with cleaning, okay? So I can get into like a daily cleaning frenzy, just, getting things in order and being hyper organized and getting the day set up, want to have everything clean around the house. And, I'm a bit OCD, or however you would say it. So I was with my twin flame, and he was in like this frenzy, getting things organized and cleaning and everything. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, wow, he's so obsessive. How can I help him out of this little frenzy? So I was trying to calm him down. I'm like trying to help him along. And it was funny because I almost, judged him for a second, like, oh, wow, he's really neurotic about the cleaning, or about the organization. And he got into you could see it consumed him. It got into a little bit of a tizzy about it. So a couple days later, we were at my house, and this same exact thing happened, but this time it was me, and I didn't realize it. And, I'm cleaning, I'm in my own little frenzy or whatever, and I look at him and he's hysterical laughing, and I'm like, what's so funny? And he's like, you're me. And I was like, oh my God, I am you. This is so true. Like we have the same tendencies, the same quirks, the same, but see, the thing is now we're looking at it differently. This doesn't always happen in soulmate connections, okay? So you're here to learn in soulmate relationships. It's beautiful. It's deep. You have the recognition, the soul, the familiar feeling. You get signs, synchronicities. That's all similar to twin flame connections. But I think in the twin flame connection, you're really being expanded, and the ultimate way. Your perspective is, you're getting the other view. You're looking at yourself. You're seeing yourself reflected back to you. It is a complete mirror reflection. Complete. So it was, that little funny, quirky story about the cleaning and being a little bit neurotic. It's just a metaphor for all the bigger things that is constantly being reflected with us, okay? And like the relationship issue, our wounds, our insecurities. It's, we just had over the weekend also like a moment where I remember he got upset with me several weeks ago and sort of pulled back his energy. And I got really, really hurt, okay? And because I felt like I was trying so hard, and I didn't know why I was being punished for, trying so hard, and didn't understand why he was upset, or, whatever. So same thing happened, but this time the tables turned, where I was upset, but I just needed to be quiet for a while to work through my own insecurities, my own triggers. And then he felt the way that I did. He was like, this breaks my heart, and I'm trying so hard, and I don't understand. And so that's what I mean. This keeps happening with us, where we keep getting this mirror reflection so that we can keep expanding and understand the other person's perspective and see ourselves in it. Like, oh, wow, I really get how you feel now. Because when you're doing that, I know now that's because of your own insecurities, and you just need some quiet time to work through it. Or, it helps you navigate the relationship when you can have that understanding, and it helps you understand yourself, which that's the beauty of the twin flame connection. I've also had very young or early life, types of twin flame comments and questions, 18, 20, and, can you meet your twin flame that young? Sure you can. But I think that usually you'll come back together later in life when it's time for that bigger awakening. And at 18 or 20 or at that early stage, there's usually a lot more to go through. There's a lot more soul connection, soul experiences, life experience before we, will meet our twin flame. Another thing I wanted to comment on, this is kind of just a miscellaneous video, is about the different waves of twin flames. If you're watching this all the way through, I would love for you to comment on the video and tell me if you're in union. Tell me 3 things, okay? So on the comments of this video, I'm so interested to know, because there's so many similarities in the collective, and of course there are different waves of this awakening that are coming through, and I believe I'm part of the second wave, as many of the soul family that I've connected with are. But I would just be interested to know when you met your twin flame. Was it 25 years ago? Was it this year? Was it March of last year? Like, give me a month and a year, or however many years ago it was. And then tell me, when you got to, when was the reunion? And then if there is or was a separation, when did that separation occur? And then if you have come back into union, when did that occur also? So just give me month and year or time frame, and just comment in the comments. Because I'd love to see just a string of these and watch the similarities, because it's with those that I've talked with and worked with, the similarities are uncanny with the collective. So trust that we're all going through very similar things. This is why the coaching that I do is really, really important. I can help you. I've worked with hundreds of twin flames now, and I can help you navigate through the process. So if you're interested in a reading, a twin flame guidance session, please check out my website, book a session with me. I think they're insightful and helpful for you, help you clear blocks and sort of navigate further onto your mission, and also through some of this uncertainty in your twin flame connection. So my website is www.thetwinflamefamily.com. It's thetwinflamefamily.com. You can click on schedule a session, and the link is also at the top of the channel art, where it says schedule a session on YouTube. So I am wishing everyone a happy new year, and I will talk to you soon. Can't wait to see your comments, and thanks. Be well.